Forecast First, sponsored by MATTES Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us late on your Sunday night. A rather active into our weekend here as a low-pressure system has set into the area, brought us some much-needed precipitation throughout central Illinois, but temperatures did reach into the 60s right around lunch hour, but did not last very long as that rainfall moved in, quickly dropped us to the low 40s, even into the 30s in some areas right now, so a little bit of a gloomy end to the weekend. Still have some breezy conditions in the forecast, as well as plenty of rain for this next work week. I will have all the details on this very active forecast coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Tonight at 10, danger on the streets 1 week after a semi struck a bicyclist. Local activists call for drivers to take caution. Andy Olson reports. And a war of words over who's to blame for a rise in cases and hospitalizations. Governor Pritzker and President Trump squaring off over COVID-19 in Illinois.
And with infections on the rise, 2 more central Illinois school districts send students home for remote learning.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Frankly, that's 5 deaths too many, and I'm rather angry about it.
More than 1,000 people signed a petition asking for stricter punishment against reckless drivers that injure someone on a bicycle. Good evening. I'm Mark Maxwell.
And I'm Jen Lask. Former Urbana City Clerk and Councilman Charlie Smith started the petition. WCIA 3's Andy Olson joins us now. And Andy, tell us exactly what Smith wants changed.
Well, Jen, Smythe is an avid bicyclist and even teaches lessons. He cites 5 pedestrian deaths in the last 18 months, including 2 separate incidents of semi-trucks killing bikers on rural roads in Champaign County. As that was his inspiration for this, Smythe says if you don't enforce the strictest penalties for this kind of driving, people will continue to get hurt.
Appropriate enforcement of the existing.
But even he knows the dangers that come with riding on the same road as motor vehicles.
You don't always see somebody in a mirror, and you can't hear a car coming up if it's windy. So that's the other factor, you know. So those are the precautions I take, you know, bright clothing, lights, helmet, mirror.
But Smythe wants those in the vehicles to do a better job protecting them. That's why his petition is calling for stricter punishments for those who injure bicyclists. The petition comes just 1 week after another bicyclist was killed this year by a semi-truck in Champaign County.
When you're passing a bicyclist, it's different. If you see the bicyclist, you're making a conscious decision to pass that bicyclist, and you have to do it in a safe manner. Anything less than safe is, frankly, to me, reckless.
The petition started on Saturday morning and already has over 1,300 signatures. It's addressed to Champaign County State's Attorney Julia Reitz. Smythe says in the petition that the state of Illinois allows drivers to be charged more appropriately.
Appropriate enforcement of the existing vulnerable user law in the state of Illinois needs to be done. We have a 3-foot passing law, and it needs to be enforced. Otherwise, why would the legislature have written it?
Smythe says tomorrow the city of Urbana will consider Vision Zero, which is an international movement to get traffic deaths down to 0. Of course, Smythe says that's a step in the right direction. Mark.
Andy, thanks. Illinois' COVID-19 infection rate continues to rise, reaching a 7-day rolling average of 5.3% today, with more than 4,200 new confirmed cases. More than 2,000 patients are in the hospital statewide, more than 400 of those in intensive care. 22 people died with COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. And in this case, it's not just one corner of the state or another driving the state's trend in the wrong direction. In fact, all 11 regions of Illinois have reported consecutive days with rises in infection and hospitalization. Earlier, Governor Pritzker went on CNN's State of the Union this morning, responding to President Trump's remarks yesterday that, quote, Illinois could use a new governor. The president told his supporters at a Wisconsin rally Illinois should open up. Governor Pritzker said President Trump is the one who has made it impossible to open up any more than we already have.
He's modeling bad behavior. He doesn't wear a mask in public. He has rallies where they don't encourage people to wear masks in public. Truly, this is now, rhetoric that people understand, and particularly in rural areas in my state, that, well, the president doesn't wear a mask. We don't need to wear a mask. It's not that dangerous. The truth of the matter is that it is very dangerous, and even if there are therapeutics that are coming online that are helping people, our hospitalizations are going up.
Pritzker said we're headed into a new wave of COVID-19 in Illinois and across the country. He says his administration has not looked at any statewide closures or restrictions, but each region could still face individual restrictions as that infection rate or that hospitalization rate continues to climb. As COVID-19 cases rise in parts of central Illinois, some school districts are sending students back home to learn remotely.
And tonight, we have new information for parents in Danville and Monticello, with both districts putting out updates this weekend. WCIA 3's Jared Farmer has those details.
Danville Superintendent Alicia Geddes told parents on Saturday night that all schools were shutting back down. They started the school year off with in-person learning, but because of an increase in coronavirus cases hitting the district, they'll be switching back to online. Administrative Assistant Tia Awadiha says the spread of COVID-19 requires patience from both parents and teachers alike.
I just think right now they're taking it case by case. I think this is unprecedented times for all of us, and so, we don't really know what to do, but to take it day by day as things progress.
Schools are expected to open back up on November 4th. However, one concerned grandmother thinks they were never safe enough to open in the first place.
I wasn't going to send my grandbabies. COVID's out here. It's real. It's real. I got a son in the hospital now. He has COVID. It's real.
The superintendent says the district is working with the Vermilion County Health Department to clean affected areas to make sure it'll be safe to return to school. In Danville, I'm Jared Farmer, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The school district's plan is to gradually return students to school through phases. Phase 1 will have K through 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th graders returning first. Phase 2 will have the remaining students return on the 16th. Students in grades 4th through 12th grade will have to have face-to-face classes 2 days a week. And the Illinois Symphony Orchestra is keeping music alive even if its musicians can't perform in person. Tonight, they live stream night 2 of its Sunday recital series on YouTube. Director of Development Darren Burnett says the virtual performance is a good way to reach new viewers.
We're reaching potentially a new audience. People that, for whatever reason, either they didn't think they'd like it, or they didn't have the time, or didn't want to spend the money, they can check out.
They'll continue having recitals every other week until December 20th, and their next performance will take place on November 1st.
74 inmates and 3 staff members have tested positive for COVID-19 at the Federal Correctional Institute in Pekin.
The department says all inmates who have tested positive or are showing symptoms are isolated and being given medical care. Those who need more care will be transferred either to the Institute's hospital or to a local one. And a mother is suing the city of Peoria for $10 million after her son, David Smith, died in police custody.
The 33-year-old died last October. The family says officers ignored Smith's medical issues, but the police chief says officers were not responsible for his death because they did not use force. City officials are not commenting on that lawsuit. One company wants to launch the city of Springfield's first ever craft growing cultivation center for recreational pot. Emerald Valley Industries asking City Hall for the green light to build a 30,000 square foot facility in an industrial area along Wabash Avenue, just south of I-72. Springfield's Planning and Zoning Commission will consider that request this week. If it gets approved, it would become the first facility of its kind within city limits.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Champaign County American Cancer Society is encouraging people to walk to raise awareness this weekend. Signs and pink ribbons are painted at Mahomet's Lake of the Woods. Because of the pandemic, people were encouraged to go out on their own wearing pink. An OSF doctor tells us it's important to check for breast cancer.
Mammography, along with monthly self-breast exams, is the quickest and easiest and most concise way to detect early breast cancer when it is treatable with good outcome.
He suggests women start getting mammograms in their 40s.
The Gift of Life Registry held a bone marrow drive at the U of I today. Students swapped their mouths to see if they might match with someone who needs bone marrow. Doctors would then be able to draw marrow from that donor's pelvic bone during a surgery to help save someone else's life. The group says it's important to teach college students about donating because they're often at the prime age.
We're really trying to recruit as many people as possible for the bone marrow donor registry, and the ideal age group is 18 to 35-year-olds, so college students are a very ideal group for this.
Organizers also are trying to recruit a wider range of donors from several different ethnicities. They hope to do that in order to expand the number of potential matches for patients who need bone marrow. And tonight, dogs and their owners got an early start celebrating Halloween today in Champaign.
This was all part of Porbro's Brewery Barktoberfest celebration called Pups and Pints. People brought their dogs to the brewery's patio in one of the first celebrations since they closed for the pandemic.
The biggest question you had is when are you starting Pups and Pints again? Because people were looking forward to that during the patio season. That got taken away pretty early on. We were trying to figure out logistically how to make it work. Kind of figured it out as things have become a little bit more steady now.
The brewery also has a nonprofit to support every month, and this month it was Hospice Hearts, an animal rescue for pets who are no longer able to be cared for. And it was a chilly day to have this, but you know, it's fall. It is what it is, right?
Definitely. So it was a little bit warmer towards our lunch hour, but this much needed precipitation is moving into the area and helping drop these temperatures. But just how long will this rainfall be sticking around? I'll have that answer right after this.